This is a daily reprogramming of the nervous system. Okay, so this is not for immediate relief. This is for teaching your nervous system a little bit more exercises every single day, interrupting, upgrade. We are completely going to rewrite the story that is happening in the nervous system, shifting the state of the nervous system. Okay. So whether you feel anxious or not, doesn't matter. Best time to practice these is what works for you. You can do it first thing in the morning. A lot of people wake up and their brain starts going and their body starts responding and you just feel anxious. So a great time to practice this is first thing in the morning, okay? The key is consistently. You can do it anytime that works for you, but you just want to do it regularly, okay? We have been living, so many of us, in fight or flight for years. So it's going to take a little bit of time to undo those patterns and create new ones. But the good news is this works. And I'm taking all the guesswork out of this for you. This is what the leading nervous system experts are using, okay? Okay, let's do this together. So the first one, sensory awakening. This is going to take you about a minute. This entire routine is about 6 minutes, okay? This is going to be our routine for next month's challenge. This is the reprogramming of the nervous system using somatic exercises. We're going to start by performing the butterfly hug, and you can do this with me. So the butterfly hug is you're going to cross your hands, cross your arms over your chest, and you're going to alternate light taps on each shoulder for a minute, okay? Why does this work? This activates the tactile system that encourages bilateral brain integration, which grounds us in our body, sending messages to the brain, I'm here and I'm safe. Studied by some of the smartest minds in neuroscience and brain research. Super simple, butterfly taps. Send signals to the brain, I'm here and I'm safe. 1 minute, every single day. Okay, second one is wall pushes, 30 seconds. You're gonna put your hands on a flat wall and you're gonna press into the wall really firmly, like you're trying to move it. And you're gonna press into it for about 3 to 4 seconds, and then you're gonna release and relax. Press into it for 3 to 4 seconds and release. You're gonna repeat that anywhere from 5 to 10 times. If you're feeling super anxious, maybe a little overwhelmed, maybe there's a little anger in there, you can do it a little bit longer than that, but just about 30 seconds of pressing into the wall for 3 to 4 seconds and then releasing. Okay, this provides proprioceptive input, deep pressure, which activates the body's calming system and strengthens the sense of groundedness and containment. Again, studied by some of the smartest brains, smartest minds in neuroscience. Seems basic, pushing against a wall for 30 seconds. Okay, the third is shaking or rebounding. Just like we did with the quick reset. You can do this standing up, you can do it laying down, whatever you want. You're going to shake, or you can do light jumps. You could use a rebounder as well. Just let it be loose and playful and unstructured. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way to do the shaking or the rebounding. You're just going to focus on moving your energy. So sometimes it might look like, really intense shaking. Other times it might be a little bit slower. Maybe you're rebounding, maybe you're jumping up and down, shaking or rebounding. Okay? When we watch animals in nature process stress, they do it so much better than humans. What they'll do is, say if there's an antelope that is being chased by a tiger. After the stress is over, you'll see the animal, the whole body shaking and trembling. And that is how they release the trapped stress energy in the body. The problem is that we don't do this when we have stressors and traumas. And so it gets stored in the body, right? That stored alarm. So when we shake and we rebound and we move that energy, it tells our brains that stressor is over. The event is over. You are safe now. I can't tell you how much the shaking and rebounding has helped me. This is why rebounding is so popular right now. There's so many different benefits to rebounding, but one of them is for the nervous system. discharging that survival energy, changing what's happening in the body to change what's happening in the mind. I think of my life before my rebounder, and in times when you just kind of feel just a little bit anxious, maybe you're in that mode where it's like, you're that sort of waiting for the next shoe to drop moment. The mind's just, kind of jumping to more fear-based worst case scenario. Anytime I notice that now, shaking and jumping has been my go-to, and it has been life-changing. Using your body to change what's going on in the mind. Okay, the next thing you're gonna do is a wall sit or a forearm plank. Okay, so you're gonna sink down into a wall. You guys know how to do a wall sit, or you can do just a standard plank. Sensing the tension in your body while you're isometrically holding this position, right? You're not thinking about what you're doing, you're just feeling what you're doing, sensing that tension in your body. Okay, what does this do? These holds, this pressure, engages a large muscle group that reinforces body stability, signaling to the nervous system you're strong and you're safe. Okay, these holds stimulate areas of the brain connected to emotional regulation, particularly the insula and anterior cingulate cortex. You do not need to remember that, okay? Stimulates an area of your brain that just says, I'm safe. Your brain is sensing this control and this strength, and it's recalibrating, shifting from survival to safety. Thank goodness there's super smart people to study this stuff, and how each of these movements and different sensations affect different areas of the brain, bringing the brain out of survival and into safety. Okay, the fifth thing you're gonna do is a vestibular activation. Okay, we're working on the vestibular system. It is a head tilt with eye tracking. So what you're gonna do, you can do this sitting or standing, you can do it right now. You're gonna tilt your head to one side. And you're gonna move your eyes to the opposite upper corner. So I'm gonna look this way, okay, for about 5 to 10 seconds. Opposite upper corner. And then you're gonna come back to the center, just kind of loosen up your neck. A lot of you might be carrying some neck tension. Loosen the neck, other side. Tilt to the other side, looking up in the opposite corner, holding for 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, this stimulates the integration of the visual and vestibular systems. There's no quiz on this. Again, certain area of the brain. This head movement combined with the eye tracking creates this sense of grounding and stability, immediately helping to calm the brain, disrupting anxious thoughts. Okay, the rhythmic exercise breaks the looping thoughts. So insanely powerful. Okay, then you're gonna do an inverted pose. You can do a downward dog. You can do a child's pose. Again, I'll have pictures and images and descriptions of all of this. You can also do a forward fold. You want your head to be lower than your heart. Okay, this has a major effect on the nervous system. Okay, downward dog. You guys know child's pose. Head is going to be lower than heart. Okay, when you tilt your body into that inversion position, again, it stimulates the vestibular input in your brain, which is like the inner ear, the balance systems. And this input signals it's okay to relax. It's time to get out of fight or flight. From sympathetic dominance to parasympathetic dominance. Rest and repair. Okay, the last thing you're going to do after completing all the exercises is you're going to practice stillness and a felt shift. So you've done all these exercises. So many of you will yawn. That is a sign that your body is coming into rest and regulation. Others will just feel better. Maybe you notice nothing after one session. That's normal too. But you're going to complete all those 6 exercises. You're going to put one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Take a couple deep breaths. And just notice how you're feeling. And that stillness allows your brain to integrate the safety signals from all the previous movements. And this is where so much of the reprogramming becomes real and embodied. You're just going to feel that sense of calm, right? It's almost like you're learning to feel that instead of feeling that constant state of alarm. Just taking a minute at the end of the practice, feeling the stillness, feeling the calm, embodying that. I'm safe, embodying that feeling. That's it, you guys. Simple yet insanely effective when practiced over time. Okay, that daily routine is going to rewire the nervous system. So many people out there trying to heal trauma, and they're talking and they're seeing the next therapist talking about all of the things that happened to them, reliving the event. Leading trauma experts now agreeing that healing trauma is about addressing what happened to the nervous system as a result of the event and the trauma, not reliving the event. Because we know that thinking and recreating that, all of that can be re-traumatizing. It's also really refreshing for a lot of us that have been through a lot of really hard things. The body's been, stuck in this state of alarm for so long that we don't have to go back. We don't have to relive that. We just have to teach the nervous system it's over. You're safe now. Come back into regulation. And the most effective way to do that is through somatic practices. Because if you're listening, the language of the nervous system is not words, it is nonverbal. When you say I'm safe and it's fine and the trauma is over and it was no big deal and all the things we tell ourselves, that happens with 5% of the mind, the conscious part of the mind. We have to have the unconscious mind on board, which is the body and the nervous system. The most effective way to change what's going on here, what we're experiencing here, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, is to shift what's happening in the body. I'd love to hear how everyone's feeling after that.